Hello, this is Tracy Lynn with Tracy Lynn Speaks. Today I'm going to be speaking about how to find the surface area and volume of a cylinder. That's right, surface area and volume of a cylinder. And the cylinder that I'm going to use is a small miniature can of green beans. Surface area is the area of all the parts that cover the can. Volume is the amount of space that a substance or an object occupies. So we don't know how much space is inside this can. We don't know the volume, and we don't know the surface area. So first we're going to start with surface area. Again, it's the area of all the parts that's needed to cover the can. First, we're going to start with the formula for the surface area. SA stands for surface area. And the formula is 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi r h. Okay? That is the formula for a surface area. So now you're wondering, what's pi? What's r? And what's h? Pi is going to always equal 3.14. Now we need to find r and h. Okay? R is the radius. Now, this can, I'm going to flip it over upside down, and the radius is half of the diameter. The diameter for this can is 7. This is your diameter. Okay? Now remember, the diameter is all the way across. Diameter is 7. But we want the radius, and the radius is half of that. So half of 7 is 3.5. So my radius is gonna equal 3.5, okay, centimeters. Okay, now let's find the height. The height is how tall this can is. It's how tall it is. Now, the height of this can is 8. The height of this can is 8 centimeters. You see that? 8. That's how tall it is. That's h. So my height is equal to 8. So we have pi, radius, height. Now we just have to plug it into this formula to find the surface area. Okay? So let's plug it in and see what we get. Then we're going to do the calculations. I have 2 times pi. Pi is 3.14 times r squared. R squared is 3.5 twice. That's what this square means. Times 3.5 times 3.5. And I'm going to put these in parentheses. Okay? Plus, all right, 2 times pi times r times h. 2 times pi, 3.14, times r, 3.5, times h, which is 8. Okay, now all we have to do is multiply these, add them together, and this is going to give us our surface area. So we're going to use this calculator right here. Okay, make sure if you have a calculator that you're starting fresh and new. So we're going to do this side first. Okay, so we have 2 times 3.14 times 3.5 times 3.5. That gives me 76.93. So this is 76.93. Okay, now let's do this side. Let's hit clear. I'm going to start over. Okay, so we have 2 times 3.14 times 3.5 times 8. That's equal to 175.84. Okay? Now, all we have to do is add this to this, and that's going to give us our surface area. So 175.84 plus 76.93 equals 252.77. So the surface area is 252.77. Now we can't leave out our units of measurement. So our units of measurement here is going to be centimeters squared. Okay, so my surface area, which is the area of all the parts, which includes this part up here, this part down here, and then this paper that's wrapped around this whole thing. I kind of started peeling it off a little bit, but I think you get the gist of what I'm talking about. So the surface area, okay? Now we're going to move down here to the volume, okay? Volume is the amount of space that a substance occupies. How much space is in this can? We don't know that, but we're about to find out. We know inside is green beans, but we don't know how much space it would take. How much space do we need to put the green beans in the can, okay? So now we're going to find the volume, okay? The formula for volume is equal to pi r squared h. That's your formula for volume. And since we already have pi, which is 3.14, the radius, remember, is half of the diameter. It's 3.5 centimeters. And the height is 8 centimeters. So let's go ahead and put that. I didn't put that the last time, so centimeters. Okay? So now all we have to do is substitute this into the formula. Okay? So volume is equal to pi. Pi is 3.14 times r squared. Remember, this square means 3.5 times 3.5. And then h is my height. H is my height, 8 centimeters. Okay? All right. So we got our calculator here. And we're just going to multiply all these numbers together. All these numbers together, we're going to multiply them. So I have pi, which is 3.14 times r squared. That's 3.5 times 3.5 times 3.5 times 8. That's my height. Equal. Okay? So my volume is equal to 307.72 centimeters. This one is cube. Cube. Volume is cubed. Surface area is squared. Okay? Again, this is how we find the surface area and the volume. So the surface area of this can is 252.77 centimeters squared. Remember, surface area is the area of all the parts needed to cover this can. It's the top, the bottom, and the paper. And I kind of was taking it loose, but you get the gist of it. It's the paper all the way around, okay? And then the volume is the amount of space. How much space is inside of this can? How much space? That is 307.72 centimeters cubed. Thank you so much for listening. Again, this is Tracy Lynn with Tracy Lynn Speaks.